A few of the most common questions that I get as it relates to moving abroad is, how did you do it? How did you start? What did you do to prepare? These are all questions that I had myself, so I'm about to tell y'all a few tangible things that you can do to get the ball rolling, especially if you already have a location chosen and all you need to do is get things going so you can get up on out of the United States, okay? Listen up. So I'm currently in freaking Albania, guys. Tirana, Albania. Let me show y'all the view. Look at this. One of the most important things I did before moving abroad was selling my leased car to CarMax. Let me tell you guys, I didn't even know that this was a thing. I had been leasing cars for like the last 6 years of my life, and I would always bring it back to the dealer until one of my friends actually told me that you can sell your lease car to CarMax, and if you have any equity in that car, they will write you a check on the spot. I ended up walking away with a couple $1,000s in equity. 12,000. The process is actually really easy. You just go to CarMax's website, you type in the make, model, year, VIN number, mileage, and the condition of your car, and they'll give you a buyout offer literally within minutes. So this buyout offer basically is the amount that they would pay you if you sell to them directly. If you're leasing your car, you can compare CarMax's buyout offer to your lease car payoff amount. If CarMax's number is higher, that money goes straight into your pocket. Congratulations, you just built equity in a lease car, ladies and gentlemen. Now, obviously, not everyone is gonna walk away with money. It depends on a ton of factors: the price of your car, the type of car you have, the condition, how much money you've already paid on the car. All of these things are taken into account, but it's definitely something to look into. You just never know what you might walk away with. For me, I was able to use the money for expenses. So if you're looking for ways to free up some cash before you move, selling your car is definitely always an option. Another thing that seriously helped me was downsizing, guys. And I'm not talking about getting rid of a few things. I mean completely stripping my house of furniture, of clothes, just stuff. Like, we accumulate so many things as human beings, and like, I feel like I didn't realize how much stuff I had and didn't use until I went through every room of my house and I was like, I don't need it. I started selling things on Facebook Marketplace, and originally it was really hard for me to let go of things because I'm not a hoarder, but like, I have a lot of stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I should keep this. I don't know when I'm gonna use this again, but just a common rule of thumb: if you haven't used it in the last year, if you haven't worn it in the last year, get rid of it. Just a pro tip for this: start listing your things early. As soon as you know that you're gonna get rid of it, list it on Facebook Marketplace, because it seems simple and it seems like things are gonna sell really fast, but like, it takes time for the whole process. It takes no time to list it. It takes time for your listing to pick up traction. It takes time to communicate with people. Some people take 3, 4, 5 days to even respond to your message. Then you have to organize a meetup. Then you have to take into account people bailing or being like, never mind, I don't need it anymore. So as soon as you know that you don't need something, list it immediately, because it could take a lot longer to get it out than you think. You also just need to decide which things are worth selling and which things are worth just donating, because not everything is worth selling. Some things, like clothing items or just items that aren't as valuable, it just makes sense to bring it to Goodwill. Another thing that you can do, and what I did, is for your bigger items, Salvation Army has a free pickup. I scheduled a Salvation Army pickup, which you can do right on their website. I believe you might have to call actually. Just double check their website. It'll give you all of the listing options. It'll give you the dates available. They had a big truck come to my house, pick up my stuff, and that was it. So if you have things that you just want to get rid of without selling, or you want to donate it, Salvation Army is your best bet. They take big items, they take small items, they take TVs within reason. So it's also worth doing some research looking into that as well. For the things that I couldn't part with or I just wanted to keep, I have a storage. So that's also something that you need to do in advance because it depends on availability. So I think I got my storage about maybe 3 weeks before my move, and I just started moving the smaller things in gradually, and then my bigger items I scheduled movers on my second to last day to bring everything there. So for the items that you want to keep, make sure you research storage options. I personally chose a storage unit that was a little more accessible for me because I knew I was going to be coming in and out. So also another thing to keep in mind is the location of your storage. If you have things that you're just keeping there you won't need for a while, cool. But for me, I just needed to have access to it because I was switching out clothes here and there. So just another thing to keep in mind. All of these things are important to take into consideration. And also, y'all, storage prices go up very frequently. So if you don't need to use the storage, if you can get rid of all of your stuff or a majority of your stuff and then bring the rest with you, do that, because storage is not cheap, okay? Storage is not cheap. So make sure the things that are going into your storage are worth more than your storage fees. If you're moving within the next 60 days, I would definitely start downsizing now. And I would like to tell y'all, originally downsizing was a little bit daunting for me. Letting go of things is actually a little bit harder than it seems. But you will 100% feel so much lighter getting rid of things and just not having so much stuff tying you down. So definitely start downsizing now if you're moving abroad soon. Lastly, guys, if you own a property back home, one of the biggest stressors, at least for me personally, was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my house. I highly recommend hiring property management. I know a lot of people do some renting on their own, but for me personally, I'm like, I'm gonna be overseas. Like, I don't want to be dealing with the stressors that come along with being a landlord. For me personally, I didn't feel like dealing with vetting tenants, emergencies, maintenance issues, all of these things that come up when you are a property owner and you are renting out your home. I hired a property management team that I found actually through the realtor who helped me buy my house. They are taking care of everything. Like, when I tell y'all, we touch base like once a week and they deal with all the problems. You pay them some money and like, yeah, y'all handle it, because you're trying to deal with moving abroad. You're trying to deal with getting acquainted to a new city. Don't nobody got time to be dealing with some freaking tenant problems back home. At least me, for me personally. But again, this is just something that I think has made my transition a little bit easier, is just not having that big stressor of doing all of these landlord-like things. So if you can, and if you have the means to do it, I would definitely consider hiring property management. It will definitely take a big weight off of your shoulders because you have someone else doing the work for you. They also took care of advertising, marketing, getting my place listed. You can 100% do this on your own, but if you want to do less work, property management is your best bet. It's also very important to be realistic as far as your budget when it comes to putting renters in your home. Because guys, it's not like you can list your property on a Friday and you're gonna get it rented out on a Monday. I mean, it might be possible in some cases, but like, it is taking me a very long time to get renters into my home. So you need to make sure that financially you have a buffer to still cover your expenses back home, even if you don't have rental income coming in as quick as you thought it would. even for people who don't own and you're renting, make sure y'all look into when your lease is up. Like, I would try to schedule the end of your lease around the time that you're moving. If you can't do that, I would definitely talk to your leasing office about what it would cost to break your lease, whether or not you have subletting options, just so that you can get ahead of everything and just kind of make it as seamless as possible. These are all tangible things that I did to kind of get the ball rolling before I moved abroad. It's definitely important to get ahead of things and start early, especially if, like I said, you already know where you're moving, you already have a date, you're already going. This will just make your life a lot easier. It's just being prepared, getting things done in advance, and not waiting until the last minute. Because let me tell you, if you wait until the last minute, you are going to be stressed. I can almost guarantee you're going to be stressed. Unless you're just the type of person that could do things last minute and just be like, oh yeah. But for me, I am a planner. I like to have plans. I like to have things set up. I like to have a structure. So definitely downsize. Look into property management if you own, and look into selling your lease car on CarMax. Thank me later. I'll be sharing more practical tips from my experience living abroad. So if you found this helpful, stick around. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time.